Hey, good morning, everybody. God bless y'all today. Lord's blessings on you this Wednesday, straight forward into December. God bless you. Anyhow, um, I hate buying a car. I said it. The reason I hate buying a car is because I always feel like I'm trying to figure out how to say this in a nice way. I always feel like I'm getting the short end of the stick. I always feel like I'm being taken advantage of. I always, you know, in my mind, if a car salesman ever makes a deal with me, it's because he's getting over on me somehow, some way, shape, form, or fashion, and that it's never going to be the other way. I hate buying cars. I would never be a good trader. I've traded things before in my life, and I'm just not a good trader. I'm just not. I'm not a good at bartering. I'm just not good at trading. It's just something that I'm just not good at. I did make one trade though. It was a good trade. It was the best trade I ever made. I took my dirty, rotten life and I traded it for God's righteousness. The verse that I've chosen today, actually two verses. It started with this verse that I'm going to share first, and then it reminded me of the next verses. In 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 8, and Paul is at the end of his life, and he says, finally, he says, there is laid up for me the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will give to me on that day. And not to me only, but also to all who have loved his appearing. He says, when I get to heaven, God is going to give me the crown of righteousness. Righteousness, being right with God, being right in God's eyes, being acceptable to God. He says, when I get to heaven, God is going to give me the crown of righteousness, and not just to me, but to everyone who has loved his appearing, to everyone who has loved the fact that he came to this earth, that he died, that he took our sin, and that he rose again. To everyone who has placed their faith and trust in him, which reminds me of 2 Corinthians 5:21, which is actually my favorite verse in the Bible, where it said, Paul says that he, talking about God, made him, talking about Jesus, it says he made him to become sin for us so that we might become the righteousness of God in Christ Jesus. It says that God put every sin and all sin upon Christ. When he went to the cross and when he died, he took it to the grave. And when he came back alive, he left it there. And he did all of that. He made him to become sin so that we, so that me, so that you, so that we could become the righteousness of God in Christ Jesus, so that we could be right with God, so that when God sees us, he doesn't see that old sinful life. He doesn't see that dirtiness. He doesn't see that hatefulness. He sees his righteousness. He sees someone who is right with him. And when we get up there into heaven, he's going to take that crown of righteousness and he's going to place it on our heads. It's the best trade I ever made. My sin for his righteousness. If you've never made that trade, you need to make it today. Finally, there is laid up for me the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will give to me on that day, and not to me only, but also to all those who have loved his appearing. Make the trade. Best trade you'll ever make. God bless you. Love you guys. Bye. Oh, get out there and faith today.